Okay, I'm in Hamburg, Germany right now. Very cold outside, middle of April. I think it's 14th, 15th of April. And this this country is very clean. Hamburg, Germany is very, very clean, and it's got weather that I'm not used to coming from the Caribbean. It feels like it's in the 50 something degree temperature Fahrenheit, and maybe even the 40s. It's cold, but I tell you, if you're from a high tax country like this, you ought to really consider the Caribbean. If you like, especially if you like tropical weather all year round, and you want to be able to swim. It doesn't get too hot. The hottest in the Caribbean, when I say the hottest, I'm talking about the Leeward Island chain in St. Kitts, Antigua. You're looking at around the high 80s. That's the hottest it gets. You never see it in the 90 degree temperature range. But you don't get the heat like you get in Florida. And the problem here is the taxes are so freaking high. It's got everything I don't like. High taxes, cold weather. It's not an English-speaking country. Very few people here speak English. You would think it would be because Germany is a very educated place, but that's not the case here. And one reason I did this video today is I saw a video the other day where someone was talking about great passport with Chile. I tell you folks, any place that's got a passport where if you live in that country, they're going to tax you on your worldwide income, it's not a good passport, you know. I was looking at, somebody did a video a while back on the best passports in the world. He puts the UAE as the #1 passport, and then in the last month he's been criticizing the hell on the UAE and their tax system and so forth. I would put a country at the top. In fact, he actually had a company there and he left the UAE after talking and beefing it up so good. I've been telling people for years not to go to the UAE. It's not a good place to go to set up a business. This is back even when it had no income tax. Now it's got an income tax, and as I've told people everywhere before, the fees are very high in the UAE. It's one of the highest places in the world to set up a business and run it. With the fees they got, now they got a tax on top of all the fees. You would think they would cut out the fees if you're going to have this high tax. Well, actually, the tax is not that high, but if you're going to have high fees and you're going to have a tax, that doesn't make sense. You can go to a place in the Caribbean, whether it's Antigua or St. Kitts, and have no income tax. Your licensing fee only runs you like about $180 US a year. It's nothing. It's incredibly low. And so I'm thinking, why would you want to go to the UAE when you got nicer weather in the Caribbean? But I'll tell you something, Germany, if you're a German and you're listening to this video, man, if you want to get your taxes to zero and you can do your business from anywhere in the world, this is definitely not the place to live. The taxes here are high, and I'll tell you something else too. You would think having a high income tax, your food costs would be pretty low, because if you're going to have a high income tax, you ought to be skipping all these import duties and VATs and everything else. But you don't have that evidently here, because food prices here are actually higher than they are in St. Kitts. And St. Kitts, of course, St. Kitts doesn't have a VAT on food or drugs, but we got free health care in St. Kitts if you're a citizen, you're over 62 years old. And almost, when I say free, it's almost totally free in the hospital. Anything you get in the hospital is almost totally free. Like I said, if you're 62 or older and you have citizenship in St. Kitts, and you can get the passport as quick as 4 to 8 months in either place, Antigua or St. Kitts. Both of them don't have an income tax. I just like St. Kitts better because of many things. St. Kitts doesn't require Social Security tax if you run a business locally. Antigua does. And there are other reasons too. You have to look at my other videos on that. Also, St. Kitts has got more visa-free travel than Antigua does. But these countries that I see people, I can always tell when they text me and they're interested in countries like Brazil, Chile, places like Bolivia, almost all the time. You very rarely run into wealthy people that want to go to those countries. And it's always the ones that have all the wealth, the ones picking the fast track programs, because they want stuff quick and they want places that don't have an income tax like St. Kitts or Antigua. But places like Brazil, Argentina, Chile, places like Bolivia, these places tax worldwide income. They're not good choices. If you live there, they tax you on your worldwide income if you live there. So this is not the places that you want to go. You need to be picking places that have territorial tax systems. Go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com. Look at the top bar that says flag theory. This is what you should be going by. This is the places you should be picking and getting your citizenship based on this too. Your whole way of life, if you're conservative libertarian, this is what you ought to be doing. And sticking with trying to get your taxes to zero. You want to be in a situation where when you leave whatever high tax country you're in, that you can buy equities in different countries and not have to pay a tax on equities on the dividends of equities based on the tax laws in that country you're living in. Now, if you're buying equities, for instance, in countries that have a withholding tax, you might be able to get a reduction on that depending on the treaty in the country you're living in. But you should be avoiding equities anyway that have a withholding tax, because it's pretty difficult to get around that. You either have to pick a country that doesn't have a tax on dividends, like Hong Kong, Singapore, the UK, which the UK's got a pretty hefty stamp duty when you buy equities there. But they don't have a withholding tax for foreigners. Now, I'm assuming you're not a U.S. citizen. Everything I'm telling you is assuming you're not a U.S. citizen or U.S. resident, or you're living in a high tax country already. You're going to have to break your tax ties with those different countries. In the U.S., you're going to have to really relinquish your U.S. citizenship to break away from that totally. I'm telling you, tax-free, assuming you broke your ties from those countries, okay? But again, stick with territorial tax systems and also pure tax havens, or either non-dom programs. One of the best non-dom programs in existence today is Ireland. Cyprus has got a good one, but only lasts 17 years. In Cyprus, from the time you move there, that's the problem with that one. It's not perpetuating. UK is totally losing theirs, which is a huge mistake. You're going to see a lot of wealthy people ditch the UK. I mean, why would they want to live there? The crime's through the roof, and there's so many places you can go and live totally income tax free. And this is why I tell people that you need to be really careful before you make an international move, because then you find out you go in these places like the Chiles, the Brazils, and you think that you're going to a place that you assume had either low taxes or whatever until you checked it out. These countries have high taxes. You live there. You want to avoid them, okay? And if you want to know more how to legally get your income taxes to zero, how to get a second passport as quick as 4 to 8 months, go to our website, www.citizenshipquickly.com, and just ask for some help. And I would like to hear from you. If you got a question or comment, put it below, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button at the right of your screen, folks, and give us a thumbs up when you see these videos, we don't monetize the station, and it gets out to more people if we get more people hitting thumbs up. So if we can help you, just get with us, and we'd be glad to show you how to get your taxes to zero. And I'll look forward to talking to you in the next video. Take care.